that button we got right there. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us for Friends University's first ever Black Artist Series. I am Sheldon Imba, as most of you guys know, director of the music theater program here at Friends University. And through collaboration with Friends Dance and Multicultural Department, we are able to gift you with this special treat in honor of Black History Month. The Black Artist Series exposes students in the Wichita community to the intersectionality of African Americans and the arts, challenging them to appreciate the cultural differences and revel in the similarities. Through a series of guest lectures, master classes, and workshops, the Wichita community will gain an understanding of how African Americans express their art and also be able to walk away with a few new methods and apply that newfound knowledge to their craft. So last time we met, we had the wonderful Amanda Washington. And now we're meeting here. We have the wonderful Dion Reliford Lee. And a little bit about him. I'm going to read his bio. Let me put my glasses on for this one because it's lengthy, because he stays booked. We love this stuff. Dion Reliford Lee graduated from HBCU, which stands for Historically Black College University, Fayetteville State University, with his degree in acting and concert dance in 2014. Promptly after graduating, Dion became a teaching artist and choreographer and threw himself into the regional theater and film festival scene in the Carolinas and surrounding areas. I'm going to plug something here. He played some of my favorite roles that I wish I could have gotten cast as, but it's okay. He got the Scarecrow and Sebastian at some really top-notch regional theaters. You can be modest. You can humble yourself. I won't humble you. I'll gas you up. He has also worked with dance companies like Ilion Dance Company, Coffee Dance Company, and Lula Washington Dance. After moving to New York in 2018, Dion booked his first off-Broadway show, and that fall he joined the first Broadway national tour of Beautiful, the Carole King Musical. After the tour closed and before/during quarantine, he has been involved in various readings and workshops and development of new works in New York and producing his own work. In the summer of 2020, Dion launched the movement and production company Free Black Millennials, which led him to develop and launch Free Black Millennials, the podcast, in November of the same year. Dion is currently circulating in a national commercial for Biktarvy, the one-a-day pill for people living with HIV. Love always, love always. Like love always, love always. Ba-da-ha-ha. All right. So before we get into it and I pass it over to the wonderful Dion, some quick housekeeping rules. You can leave your camera on. I love to see the faces, but just make sure that your audio is muted. During this workshop, Dion will be working with certain individual students. If you hear something you really like, you hear a note that you really agree with, I encourage you to plug it into the chat. Boop, 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 boop. I feel that. I'm with you. Whoa, you sound amazing. I hear the difference. Things like that. Feel free to plug that in. So this is a music theater acting workshop. We'll be looking at the song and constructing it for acting moments and beat shifts and things of that nature. So I'm gonna move over. Without further ado, here is Dion Reliford Lee and his music theater acting workshop. And first we have up to work with him is Clayton.
Wow. Wow. Sheldon, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. I don't want to waste too much time talking about myself because Sheldon did it already. So let's just jump in, right? Clayton, um, I am excited to hear what you have. Let me pin you really quick from my screen. And then, um, yeah, let's just get started. Let's just jump right in. So whenever you're ready,
Okay.
go ahead and get started.
Shall I introduce my piece, I assume?
Please.
Okay, I will be singing Dust and Ashes from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 by Dave Malloy. Okay. Is this how I die? Ridiculed and laughed at, wearing clown shoes. Is this how I die? Furious and reckless, sick with booze. How did I live? I taste every wasted minute, every time I turned away from the things that might have healed me. How long have I been sleeping? Is this how I die? Frightened like a child, lazy and numb. Is this how I die? Pretending and preposterous and dumb. How did I live? Was I kind enough and good enough? Did I love enough? Did I ever look up and see the moon and the stars in the sky? Oh, why have I been sleeping? They say we are asleep until we fall in love. We are children of dust and ashes. When we fall in love, we wake up. We are God and angels weep. But if I die here tonight, I die in my sleep. All of my life I spent searching the words of poets and saints and prophets and kings. And now at the end, all I know that I've learned is that all that I know is I don't know a thing. So easy to close off, place the blame outside. Hiding in my room at night, so terrified. All the things I could have been, but I never had the nerve. Life and love I don't deserve. So all right, I've had my time. Close my eyes, let the death bells chime. Bury me in Burgundy, I just don't care. Nothing's left, I've looked everywhere. Is this how I die? Was there ever any other way my life could be? Is this how I die? Such a storm of feelings inside of me. Then why am I screaming? Why am I shaking? Oh God, was there something that I missed? Did I squander my divinity? Was happiness within me the whole time? They say we are asleep until we fall in love. We are children of dust and ashes. But when we fall in love, we wake up and we are a God and angels weep. But if I die here tonight, I die in my sleep. They say we are asleep until we fall in love. And I'm so ready to wake up now. I want to wake up. Don't let me die
Beautiful work. Wow, thank you so much for that. I really enjoyed the journey that you took me on from the beginning, and I felt that by the end, you really went somewhere. So thank you for that, first of all. I'm curious. Oh, I threw my pen. I'm curious. Do you know? Can you tell me what happened up until this point?
So Pierre was at a party slash bar
Yeah.
slash whatever, and
Mhm.
got into an argument with another guy. I don't know exactly what the context of the argument was, but they ended up challenging each other to a duel
Right.
and getting into a pistol duel, which Pierre should have lost, but didn't. And so he's like, oh, I could have just died right then. And he's really unhappy with his life and his love life, particularly. And
Mm-hmm. So in this song, what happened was Pierre saw his wife flirting with this man, and when he was kind of inebriated, so he was like, "What are you doing?" And he challenged old dude to a duel, and then like you said, the guy got shot, and not Pierre, and now he's questioning all of these things, but. You ask a lot of questions in this piece. Pierre asks a lot of questions in this piece, specifically in the beginning. Is this how I die? How did I live? Um, is this how I die? How did I live? Was I kind enough and good enough? Did I love enough? And the sky, like, he just keeps asking these questions. So why do you think he's asking these questions given everything that he's just been through?
I think it's kind of a midlife crisis in the worst possible kind of way.
Okay.
Like he's kind of asking the universe, he's like, what have I done with my life up to this point? Was any of it worth it? You know?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. 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 So, do you think it's safe to say that at the beginning of this piece, he's really reflecting and genuinely asking himself these questions? Do you think he wants the answers to these questions?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, I want you to keep all of that in mind, and I want you to really put yourself in that bar. You're a little inebriated. You saw your wife fighting with this dude, and you're so pissed, and you shot someone, and now you're having all of these questions. So I want you to do the beginning of the song again, and I'll stop you,
Okay.
um, and really put yourself in that place. I really want you to ask yourself these questions as if you want the answers, but you don't know them.
Okay.
Okay?
Is this how I die? Ridiculed and laughed at, wearing clown shoes. Is this how I die? Furious and reckless, sick with booze. How did I live? I taste every wasted minute, every time I turned away from the things that might have healed me. How long have I been sleeping?
Okay. Can you pause? Good, good, good. Can you do me a favor? I'm gonna get up with you. Can you pace back and forth really quick?
Okay.
Just kind of walk back and forth. And I want you to say your first couple of lyrics in the lines in the song. Just ask the questions as if you were asking and you're pondering and thinking all these things.
Is this how I die?
Hmm.
Ridiculed and laughed at, wearing clown shoes. Is this how I die? Furious and reckless, sick with booze.
Okay, pause. So when you ask, "Is this how I die?" What are you really asking? What do you think? If I were to ask you to ask me this question in a completely different way, uh, uh, could you give me like the subtext? Why is he asking, "Is this how I die?" What has brought him to this point?
Okay. Is that a question you want me to answer or just do it?
Yeah. Let's talk through it.
Okay. The question is this how I die? Because for one thing, it's a really embarrassing way to die, to die in a drunken brawl because
Mm-hmm.
of this, argument.
So those are the circumstances that led him to this question, right? But for someone to ask, "Is this how I die?" Like what? Why? Like why? What? I think I'm asking you to go a little bit deeper. So we know the context, we know where we are, we've set the scene, right? So I really want you to think about why if why would you ask yourself this question, right?
Mhm.
And maybe you don't have to answer it right now, but just keep that in mind because I really want you to uh, as you continue to work through the song, it's very question heavy. So I really want you to go through and like answer these questions. You don't have to tell me this is your own personal work, but he says, "Is this how I die?" Ridiculed and laughed at, wearing clown shoes. That's a very visual thing. So that I feel like that's communicating that he's embarrassed, he is like humiliated, and there seems to be like a sense of shame wrapped up in all of this, right? And we have to figure out with any kind of like monologue or any kind of piece that we approach, we have to figure out what our goal is. Like, why is he asking this? What is he going to gain from getting the answers? Like, really go through and try to answer these questions, and I think that will help you find the truth and be objective and be active about these questions that you're asking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, we're running out of time, so I do want to fast forward and go to one little shift.
Okay.
Can you start from? Can you start from? So all right, all right.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
And keep those, and as you find it, keep those questions in mind, right? So this is when, at this point in the song, he's not necessarily continuing to ask himself the same kinds of questions. He's starting to find the answers. And I really like how you built to this moment. So I want you to expand upon that and really, really, when you discover something new, really go forward.
Okay. So all right, I've had my time. Close my eyes, the death bells chime. Bury me in Burgundy, I just don't care. Nothing's left, I've looked everywhere. Is this how I die? Was there ever any other way my life could be? Is this how I die? Such a storm of feelings.
That's okay, that's okay. That was good, that was good. How did that feel, Clayton?
I felt good.
Yeah. So as again, we're wrapping this one up, but as you continue to move forward with this piece, really ask yourself those questions and try to find the answers to them, right? Because you're really good at knowing the circumstance and where you are, but breaking down every line and like I said, pacing back and forth and just kind of like thinking through all of those questions and discovering those answers, I think that can be really helpful to you in finding the answers to these questions. So it's not necessarily what the song is communicating to the audience, but it's what you, Clayton, are finding through Pierre in this moment for you. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so next we have
Joshua Kelly.
Joshua Kelly, Being Alive. Good song. So let me remove the pen. Let you pin you, Josh. And Josh, whenever you're ready, just get started.
Right, I will do that. Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive, being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive, being alive. Make me alive, make me confused, mock me with praise, make me feel used, vary my days. But alone is alone, not alive. Somebody crowd me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody let me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive, being alive, being alive.
Beautiful work. I love how you just went for it. That was so good. Thank you, Josh. Shua, can I call you Josh?
Yeah.
Thank you. I really I really appreciate your enthusiasm for going for these big choices. I really appreciate that. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Clayton. What happened up until this point in the story?
So Robert is in a bar, or a club, I guess, with his friends, and one of his friends he's with, a girl that he's with, asks him basically if he would want to be in a relationship kind of with her, and she says that she could treat him well, or what's the words? She says, I could give you a lot, and he asks what he could do for her, and then she kind of sees that as some sort of self-revelation he has, and he denies that, and he's drunk, and he's upset kind of because he doesn't really know what he wants out of a relationship.
Right.
Kind of what everything's been building towards. And he kind of realizes here, though he doesn't really want to, that it's less about what he gets from them and more about he doesn't think that he's ready for it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What does he want right now?
He wants to be worthy of love, I think. More than just like he wants to have somebody in his life that feels that he is helping them, I think.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
Okay. So I think you're on the right path, right? But we want to think of a physical, actionable thing. So when I ask you what you want, what Robert wants in this moment, you described that he's feeling kind of like hopeless. He doesn't really know what he wants, and he's like, therefore he can't be like specific about it. Around this time, but he's saying some very specific things here. Can you go to the top of the song and with your hands in your pockets? Can you put your hands in your pockets?
Okay.
And can you just go through each line as if it were a monologue?
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep.
I'm going to pause you. Who are you talking to?
I guess I should be talking to. More to myself, I feel like, than anyone else. Yeah.
Right. So in the context of the song, yes, but in your mind, who are you talking to? So let's try this. With your hands in your pockets, can you see me? Am I big on your screen?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor and pen me?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now it's just me and you. With your hands in your pockets, I want you to look at me and tell me this monologue. Um, walk me through these thoughts. Really break it down to me.
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair, ruin my sleep, make me aware of being alive.
Okay, pause. So I want you to strip it down a little bit more, right? So I think because it's a song, we're falling into a bit of a cadence.
Yeah.
I want you to break every single line down. So if somebody hold me too close is one thought, maybe somebody hold me too close, give it a beat, let it land. Somebody hurt me too deep. Oh, somebody hurt me. What is that? You know what I mean? I want you to sit with those feelings. Somebody sit in your chair and ruin your sleep. Okay, what is that? Like, who's sitting in the chair? Why do I want that? Ruin my sleep? I like sleep. You see what I'm saying? I really want you to take me on this journey. So try it one more time, hands in pockets, it's just me and you. And go through each of these moments with me. Really break it down to me.
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive.
Okay, you can stop. Did that do anything for you?
I mean, kind of. I guess it puts more of a picture in my head.
Yeah. Okay. What's that picture?
It's like it's hard to explain. I guess it's
okay. Take your time.
like I'm looking for someone specifically to kind of just fill this hole in my life.
What is that hole?
I don't know. I don't know what to.
It's okay. So are you familiar with the show?
Yeah.
So you know firsthand that he has seen all of these relationships. He's very fulfilled by his friends, and he's seen all of these like interpersonal relationships and their different dynamics, and he's taking them on. Like he watched his friend he went to like a wedding and they ended up not getting married, and then he proposed and then she was like, what are you doing? And like he's been through some things, so it seems like he's grasping at these, like at something, but we don't really know what it is, right? So deep down, I think that Robert actually knows what he wants. I think he wants to be with someone, or he's realized that he wants to be with something, because there's a line in the show where it's like alone. He says it in this actually. He says, but alone is alone, not alive, right? So he feels like, so he's realized in this moment that being alone is not really that's not what he wants. That's not where he thrives. He feels kind of dead, right? So if we make an analogy in this song of being alone is to death, as being with someone is being alive, then that kind of changes like how we walk through this piece, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to put your hands in your pockets, because something I really appreciate that you do is you go for these choices, but I feel that you might be hiding a little bit behind that. And in this song is Stephen Sondheim, right? Like, whoa, let's let the lyrics do the work. And kind of like lay back and just go through these thoughts so that you don't have to work so hard. Does that make sense? Yeah, like let the song do the work for you. So let's go from let's just go from the top again and keep those things in mind.
Oh, somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep. Make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Being alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Oh, I apologize, man.
It's okay. It's okay. Can you go back to somebody hold me too close? And being alive is something new. You don't feel alive right now. So what does being alive mean to Robert in this moment? So can you just do that section? Somebody hold me too close, somebody hurt me too deep, somebody sit in my chair and warm my sleep, make me aware of being alive, being alive. Being alive is new. That's a new thought. That's a shift. What does that mean for Robert right now?
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep. Make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody. Is that all you need?
Okay, great. So moving forward, as you work on this piece, I think it would be really beneficial. I'm not saying that you need to perform this song with your hands in your pockets, but I encourage you to, with a song like this, go through each lyric, just like Clayton, go through each lyric and walk yourself through what Robert is going through in this moment, what he's feeling, but also what he wants. Like he feels we said earlier, I said earlier that being alive is a new feeling. What did I say earlier? I made an analogy of him not being alive. Being alone is to being dead, as being with someone is being alive, right? So I encourage you to go through each line of this piece and track when he's talking about being alone versus when he's talking about being with someone, because those are two very different, like, opposing feelings, objectives, goals. Yeah, does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's hard for me to kind of put it into practice, I guess.
No, I totally get it. It's totally fine, and this is a process, so I want you to be patient with yourself and just spend more time with the material, you know.
Yeah.
Great work, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Next we have Elizabeth.
Liz.
Liz, perfect. Let me unpin Josh really quick and I will pin you. And just like everyone else, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started. And yeah.
Okay, I'm Liz, and I will be singing the History of Wrong Guys from Kinky Boots. Oh no, don't you dare. Girl, 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 I'm warning you. Oh, I think I have a crush. I think I'm falling for him. Oh no. Why not? Women have been making bad choices since the beginning of time. Are you gonna be another one of mine? Oh, used to think you were from outer space. Who's that bright guy in your place? You're kind of cute when you're not so shy. Oh, but I've been here before. Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. You used to be so a lip like Lester Bore, but now you're changing into something I just can't ignore. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. Is there really more to you than what I always thought? How can you surprise me anymore? He's got a girlfriend, you flake. Why are they only nice when they're unavailable? Don't wanna be another star-crossed lover. We all know how that ends. I'm better off without him. We're better off as friends. Oh, but I've been here before. Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. Yesterday, no spark, no heartache galore. But today I'm feeling something I just can't ignore. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you. 3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door. 5, loves the boy next door. 6, don't love you no more. Makes you insecure. Makes you so unsure. Is so immature. Loves his mother more. Or has a girlfriend named Nicola. Charlie, honestly,
Great job, Liz. Great song choice. So much fun.
Thank you.
I can tell that you've really found the humor in this, which is fantastic. Um, I do quickly want to go to a shift.
Okay.
And specifically when Charlie, honestly, the history of wrong guys. So can you go to that section and just kind of like, just like everybody, sorry, before I jump in, what has happened before this point? Why is she singing this song?
So there's this guy named Charlie whose
Right.
dad had a shoe company, and then he wanted nothing to do with it. But when his dad suddenly died, he came back to the funeral, and he noticed that the shoe company was going bankrupt. He decided to take it under his wing and everything. And he was talking to his friend at some pub, and ended up getting into a bar fight outside. Was knocked unconscious and brought into another club with drag queens, where he learned about specific shoes that they wear. And so he took that idea to his shoe company and then started firing a bunch of people and really pissed off Lauren, who sings History of Wrong Guys. And then she goes off on him, which gives him a great idea. And so then he offers her a promotion, which she takes. And then he realizes she's falling in love with him. And she's
fantastic. So he promotes her and he finds, and she realizes that she likes this guy. Now, how does she feel about that?
I think she feels really uncertain, like all over the place. Like how I interpret the song is sometimes she's over here and then sometimes she's over there and she's okay with it and she wants it, but then she's like, no, and it suck. And then she's like, oh wait, he has a girlfriend and we're better off as friends and this and just like all over the place.
Right. And this is something else that's coming up for me in this moment is just the idea of like post-traumatic stress syndrome, right? So she's both terrified and delighted that she has this new attraction, like the feelings for Charlie, right? And I think you did a great job tracking that. But again, going back to what I was saying before, I want to go back to the history of wrong guys, and I want you to list chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to, or he has a girlfriend named Nicola. So can you say that section of the song as a monologue? Just like give it to me and let me know how you feel about this. Yeah.
Starting from the history of wrong guys up to
history of wrong guys.
The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you. 3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door. 5, loves the boy next door. 6, don't love you anymore. Loves his is so immature, makes you so unsure, loves his mother more, or has a girlfriend named Nicola.
Fantastic. Great job. I want to do it again, but I want you to take a little bit more time in between each section, very similar to the note I gave Josh. And I want you to process all of these things, right? So you say, this is my history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. How do you feel about him being a bum? What did that do to you? Chapter 2, he's not that into you. What? He's not that into me. What is that? You know? Chapter 3, he's a sleaze. I don't like sleazes. So you see, I really want you to walk me through each of those moments. So if that means breaking the cadence of the song a little bit, to take the time to really let those feelings like seep in, or what happened to you seep in. Okay, I'm a little all over the place. I'm trying to move fast because I don't want to run out of time. Do you know what emotional recall is? No. So emotional recall is a technique where you think of something that you've been through in your life to connect or ground you in a character, right? So I don't know you very well at all. I don't know you at all, Liz, but I'm pretty sure that you've experienced people not being the nicest to you, right? So I think this is one of those moments where a technique like emotional recall could work for you. So one more time, before I have you sing the song again, I want you to say this section as if you have experienced these things and you're thinking of your personal experience with a guy that's a bum, a guy that's not into you, a guy that's just stupid, a guy that's into another girl, a guy that's into another boy. You know what I mean? Like really walk me through those.
Okay. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you. 3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door. 5, loves the boy next door. 6, don't love you anymore. Makes you so unsure, is so immature, loves his mother more, or has a girlfriend named Nicola.
Great. How does that feel?
Good.
Good, yeah.
I've never loved that part of the song, and so actually connecting that with something helps, I think.
Fantastic. And I think initially that came through because it turned into a list, and I think this is an opportunity because something you do really well is really lean into the comedy that's really working for the song. So I think something in this section that you can do is lean into how Lauren is feeling about all of these things. Because I think at this point in the show, she's like putting stuff in boxes and she's doing a lot of actions, and she's very angrily doing it because she's thinking about this guy that she was into that's a bum, and she likes Charlie, but then Charlie might be like this, and I don't want to do that again. It's like she keeps building. So let's go back a little bit before this. Can you go to Don't Want to Be Another Star-Crossed Lover and just go to the end?
In the song?
Yes. And keep those things that we talked about in mind. And as you find it, just like I told Josh and Clayton, I want you to track those shifts when she is madly like infatuated with Charlie, and then when she's having PTSD about the things that she's been through.
Okay. And it's so hard for the karaoke track.
Right? You're doing great.
Thanks. Don't wanna be another star-crossed lover. We all know how that ends. I'm better off without him. We're better off as friends. Oh. But I've been here before. Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. Yesterday, no spark, no heart aching allure. But today I'm feeling something I just can't ignore. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you.
Come on, tell me the story. Keep going.
4, loves the girl next door. 5,
Come on.
loves the boy next door.
What?
6, don't love you no more.
Hey.
Makes you insecure, makes you so unsure, is so immature, loves his mother more, or has a girlfriend named Nicola.
Great job. You can stop here. How did that feel?
That felt better. That felt a lot better.
Good. Yeah, it definitely, I definitely tracked those shifts more. So thank you. Great work. We all went a little bit over, so we have to move on. But thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Great work. Next we have
Selma coming up.
Selma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Let me pin you really quick.
Okay.
And then just like everyone else, whenever you're ready, you can jump right in.
Today I'll be singing Breathe from In the Heights. This is my street. I smile at the faces I've known all my life. They regard me with pride, and everyone's sweet. They say you're going places, so how how can I say that while I was away, I had so much to hide? Hey guys, it's me. Biggest disappointment, you know. The kids couldn't hack it. She's back and she's walking real slow. Welcome home. Just breathe. Just breathe. As the radio plays old forgotten boleros, I think of the days when the city was mine. I remember the praise, I te adoro, te quiero. The neighborhood waved and said, Nina, be brave, you're gonna be fine. And maybe it's me, but it all seems like lifetimes ago. So what do I say to these faces that I used to know? Hey, I'm home. Hey, they're not worried about me. They are all counting on me to succeed. I am the one who made it out, the one who always made the grade. But maybe I should have just stayed home. And I was a child, I stayed wide awake, climbed to the highest place on every fire escape, restless to climb. I got every scholarship saved, every dollar, the first to go to college. How do I tell them why I'm coming back home with my eyes on the horizon? Just me and the GWP, asking Janina, what'll you be? Straight in the spine, smile for the neighbor, everything's fine, everything's cool, the standard reply, lots of tests, lots of papers, smile, wave goodbye, and pray to the sky. Oh God, and what will my parents say? Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Just breathe.
Beautiful work. You have such a beautiful voice. Thank you so much for sharing. But like, just like sorry, wow, I'm excited. Just like I asked everyone else, what has brought Nina to this moment? What happened before this point?
So Nina is a college student at Stanford, and she's working 2 jobs, and she has to drop out. She's gotten really bad grades, and it's just been really crappy because she's, the girl that does everything. She's good at everything. She's her parents' pride and joy.
Yes.
And so she's kind of let her parents down. She's the one who's made it out. She's first generation. She's put everything into this. And so it's just a song that I feel like I can relate to. Not that I'm like failing my classes, but I'm first gen and that I'm the one who made it out. And yeah.
Absolutely. Half of my family is from West Philly, and a lot of my family has not left West Philly, and it's really oppressive. And I remember moving from West Philly and people being really proud of me, and then having to, when I go back, there's like, they're expecting me to have like this miraculous, beautiful life, and then that's not it. So I definitely relate to this song as well. So let's look at the first. So the first. Okay, so something really cool happens in the song where she speaks as if she is people in her community, right? They say, "You're going places," or "Hey guys, it's me, the biggest disappointment you." Well, she says that. "Hey guys, it's me, the biggest disappointment you know." And I think in this song, you have the opportunity to go to those places. Like, you have the opportunity to be your neighbors that are telling you that you're going places. And the beautiful thing that the song does is right after that, she says, so how can I say that while I was away, I had so much to hide. So she talks about how people see her and then instantly goes back to how that makes her feel.
Yes, yes.
So I think that one thing you can do is play with that a bit more, and I think that will take you places. Also, when you think about what the expectation that your parents have on you, and then going back home and potentially disappointing them, disappointing the life that they imagine for you, what is that? What is what do you go through when you think that?
I feel like it could be a lot of frustration, you're
Okay,
mad at yourself, you're sad, you know, that you probably think, they're going to be mad at me, but in
right,
reality, they want the best for you.
right.
They're, they love you. But I think for me, it would be a lot of like anger towards myself. Like I'm
Uh-huh,
just really
uh-huh.
hating myself, and I would be really sad about it as well.
What does she want in this song?
Yeah, she wants to do good, that's what I think is like she wants to do good, and she just
Can you think of like something actionable, something physical that can happen?
I have kind of played around with making like the breathing more evident, like since
Hmm.
she is talking about breathing. Um, but I haven't really,
I
I
noticed
don't
that.
know.
No, that's great. That's great. I think playing with that will definitely help strengthen your choices. I want to go to a moment where she says where she has that big shift when she goes straighten the spine, smile at the neighbors. Um when in that section, that because that is a big shift, what do you think is happening there?
I think she's trying to talk herself down, like she's trying to calm herself down, and
Fair. Yes. 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 Okay. I think what I'm getting to, I'm just gonna say it. So,
yeah, yeah.
so when I no, you're doing great. When I listen to this song, I instantly think of code switching. I think of when I, as a Black man, go into predominantly white spaces and people either act like or don't understand my language. So I have to then hold myself a certain way to be understood. And I think Nina in this moment goes back and forth with that a lot. So I feel like you have a good understanding of the song. So I won't make you go back and say each line as like a monologue. I do encourage you to do that. I'm just going to say that across the board. That's something that I do that really helps me get to the root and the why and a physical, actionable verb that I can work for in the song. But I want you to keep in mind the times where you have been in predominantly white spaces and you've had to sacrifice parts of yourself to be understood, to make it to a certain level or to be digestible to the people around you, because unfortunately we live in a system that isn't created to support us. So I want you to go back to the beginning of the song,
Mhm.
keep all those things in mind. um, when you were speaking as a different character and then reacting to it, take me on that journey. And think what she wants from her parents, right? She's coming back to admit to her parents that she dropped out of school. They're going to be disappointed, but what does Nina want? And you don't have to tell me, but what does she want from her parents? Can you
Okay.
show me that going back through the song again?
Yes.
And let's take down the pace just like a notch.
Okay.
Give you a little bit more time to play.
You would just start with yeah. This is my street. I smile at the neighbors I've known all my life. They regard me with pride, and everyone's sweet. They say you're going places.
Yeah. There you go.
I say that while I was away, I had so much to hide. Hey guys, it's me. The biggest disappointment,
Come on. Yeah.
Kids couldn't hack it. She's back and she's walking real slow. Welcome home. Just breathe. Just breathe. As the radio plays forgotten boleros, I think of the days when the city was mine. I remember the praise. I te adoro, te quiero. we fire escape, restless to climb.
Go, go, go,
Got
go.
every scholarship saved, every dollar. The
You
first
do.
to go to college,
Yep.
highlights running wide. I'm coming back home with my eyes on the horizon. Just me and the GWB. Asking Gina, what'll you be?
Take it in.
Straight in the spine, a smile for the
Yep.
neighbor.
This is what you have to do.
Fine,
Yep.
everything's cool. The standard reply, lots of tests, lots of papers. Smile, wave goodbye, and pray to the sky. Oh God, and what will my parents say? Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Just
Fantastic. How did that feel?
That felt a lot better.
Great. I think for you, don't be afraid to use your experience. It's kind of that emotional recall that I was telling Liz about. Use that emotional recall and things that you've been through as a person of color in this. Like, what a gift. You know what I mean? So keep going. Great job. 10 minutes. Okay. I have to move on to the next one, but thank you. Great work. Great work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so next is Sam.
Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna pin you really quick, and just like everyone else, go ahead and jump in whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I'm Sam, and I'm going to sing "Bless the Lord" from Godspell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. His grace daily proclaim, and all that is within me join to bless His holy name. Oh, yeah. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. His mercies bear in mind. Forget not all His benefits. The Lord to thee is kind. He will not always chide. He will with patience wait. His wrath is ever slow to rise. And ready to abate. And ready to abate. And ready to. And ready to abate. Yeah. He pardons all thy sins, prolongs thy feeble breath. He healeth thine infirmities, and ransoms thee from death. Oh, yeah. He clothes thee with His love, upholds thee with His truth, and like an eagle He renews the vigor of thy youth. Hey, yeah, then bless His holy name, whose grace has made me whole, whose loving kindness crowns thy days. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Oh, bless the Lord. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. Hey, yeah. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul. bless the Lord, my soul. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul.
Great job. Beautiful voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you, I know Godspell is a musical of a bunch of parables, right? But do you
Yes.
remember what happened right before this moment?
So I believe that right before this song, Jesus has just told the group that you cannot love both God and money. You can't serve two masters. And then I believe that I talk about the parable of the man who collected wealth all of his life, but then died before he got to enjoy any of it.
And then from there, you go into this very irreverent song. So let's just break it down, because the thing with songs, I'm thinking of this song in the context of an audition, not necessarily the show. So you have a beautiful voice. And I loved how you played with the your runs and riffs and stuff. But I think we can earn it a bit more. So let's go. He will not always chide. What does that mean?
I think that if I remember right, doesn't that mean he won't hold on to his anger forever? He won't stay angry. I believe that's what it means.
He will with patience wait. His wrath is ever slow to rise. Oh, bless the Lord. And ready to abate. What is abate?
I believe that abate is, my understanding is that it's like to calm down. That might not be correct, but
it's to shrink, to lessen. Do you love Jesus? I don't want to be.
No, I understand.
Well, anything with anything that you love, it doesn't have to be Jesus if that's not the thing. But I want you to think about the love that you have for someone. It doesn't have to be Jesus, but maybe your mom, right? And whenever you feel you're talking about, how do I explain this? So when I talk about my mom, I might start talking to you like this. Like, my mom is fantastic. She was a single mother. She raised me. She did like everything she could to I don't know. I'm just getting excited talking about her. And I think that is the feeling that we want to ride in this song, because it's not really telling a story. It's being irreverent, right? So when the emotion, or when the energy of the song gets to be too much and you feel yourself lifting and lifting and lifting, I think there is when you can add a riff, right? I don't want you to like add a riff because it sounds cool in a place. I really want you to earn it. So just like how in musicals, the music is put in place to explain feelings that can't be spoken, that can't just be talked about. I want you to use your riffs in the same way. Does that make sense?
Okay, so the riffs are kind of like helping with the story.
Yes. So use it to help you tell the story versus putting it here because it sounds really good. I really want you to earn it. And if you don't feel that you've earned it, or if you don't feel it in the energy of the song, I'd rather you just sing it straight. Can we try it again with that in mind? And I'll stop you. You don't have to do the whole thing.
Okay, from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, bless the Lord, my soul, his grace to be proclaimed, and all that is within me join to bless his holy name.
Oh, we love that. Good. Nice.
Oh, yeah. He pardons all thy sins, prolongs thy feeble breath. He healeth thine infirmities and ransoms thee from death. He will not always shine. He will with patience wait. His wrath is ever slow to
Okay, pause.
We party.
I muted myself. How did that feel? Do you feel like those riffs were justified every time you use them? I know some are into the
The
music.
last time I don't think it was. The last one I should have just done it straight.
Yeah.
I think that one of them, I
Uh-huh.
think one of them I earned, but I think the other ones were like, that didn't have to be there. We didn't earn that one yet.
No, so I'm glad that you caught that, because I agree. I would agree. I don't think the last one was earned, even though it is written into the music. And in this case, I would encourage you to take like a Meisner approach. And if you don't feel like you've earned, if you don't feel like you've earned something, or if you don't feel like it belongs there, just don't do it. Because at the end of the day, I would rather you make a choice that's justified versus something that just sounds good, right? Because I think, again, I'm thinking of this song in terms of auditioning and not necessarily the context of the show. I think when casting directors look at a song like this or listen to a song like this, somebody that brings us in the room can already sing down, but they're looking for what's underneath that and what motivates those vocal choices. And so in your case, I would encourage you to, just like everyone else, go through each line, really break down what you are saying, and decide where you're going to use something. Maybe it might be more effective to just straight tone it. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
One more question, because I think I'm going over again. Why did you choose this song?
So I did it for NATS, the National Association Teachers of Singing. It was like a student competition, and it's in my set, and I feel like it's kind of the weakest one in my set. Like, I can sing it, but I don't know what to do with it acting wise, and so I thought that it would be most beneficial to bring it and get some coaching on it.
Absolutely. So with a song like this, and I hope everyone is like still in and listening, with a song like this, when you bring this into a room, it's not really telling a story. It's not really painting a picture. It's being this is a song that you bring into a show where you are auditioning for a role where they just want to hear you sing down. Like, this is like, I'm trying to think of an analogy. Like, what's a good example? I can't think, I'm blanking right now. But yeah, so in general, when you bring a song like this that isn't really telling a story, you want all of your vocal choices to be justified, and you want them to add to the irreverence of the song. That's not a great note. I'm so sorry. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It should kind of help, since we don't have a storyline, the vocals can kind of help be the storyline.
Absolutely. And furthermore, it can just it will I think it will ground you a bit more, because I feel like a lot of times with a song like this, we feel like we need to match the recording or match what other people have done and how like intensely they sing it, but we're not really sharing our perspectives when we do that. We're not really being ourselves. We're trying to imitate. And I think with a song like this, you have the freedom to really do whatever you want, because there's not a story that you're locked into. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
I think that's it. I think we got through everybody.
Okay. Hey, I'm right here. I was like, where's my screen? Hey, okay. Awesome. Thank y'all for hanging with us. We have like 12 minutes left, and this is the portion where we're going to talk about like the industry Q&A. Like, this is the time to ask like a working professional, okay, how do I get started? Is what I'm learning in school even effective outside in the real world? Et cetera, et cetera. So feel free, if you don't feel like saying it out loud verbally, you can type it into the chat. I can read it out loud, or you could unmute yourself and go for it. Just keep in mind, try to keep the questions really concise, because we have about like 10 minutes now. Yeah, go ahead.
Where is a good place to start after college?
That's a good question. I think I think a lot of that is depends on where you are, right? So at the beginning of my career, I took a lot of jobs that I was blessed enough to not have to take jobs for free, but I wasn't picky because I didn't earn the right or the opportunity to be picky. I think when you're first starting out, especially after college, audition for any and everything, even if you think you're not right for it. Of course, given the state of the world, you want to be appropriate with the things that you're going in for and not like waste other people's time. But like if like a role is ambiguous, if it's like a role that might traditionally be done by a man, but you have a specific if you have a specific idea of what that role could be, I would say go in for any and everything possible. Don't be picky. Just get your foot in the door, meet people, remember people's names, and eventually you will earn the right and the ability to be selective with the jobs that you take.
Mm. We had a question in the chat. What do you look for in an audition song? You talked a bit about the story aspect, but what else should I be paying attention to?
I think for me personally, this is different for everyone. I consider myself an actor dancer that sings, right? I didn't go to a musical theater program. I went for classical theater and concert dance. That being said, because I'm an actor, I look for songs that tell a story. I think um, I do have a song like Bless the Lord in my book, but just so that I can do vocal gymnastics, right? So I think it also depends on the show that you are auditioning for. If you are auditioning for a company, I don't think bringing in a song like Bless the Lord would like help you. You want to show the casting directors that you have the ability to like embody this character, to be specific about your objectives and your goals, to find an actionable verb that you can work for, and pick a cut of the song that shows you working for that goal. Does that make sense? I think at the end of the day, it comes down to goal. Now, if you are auditioning for like, I cannot think of a if you are auditioning for Godspell, I think vocal gymnastics is perfect. I think a song like Bless the Lord would really set you up for success in that genre or that type of musical. Does that make sense?
Yes, we had a thumbs up. Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool.
Run to my office and get my computer charger.
Got you.
Thank you. I'm still on the record at Candy Cam. Um, cool. Well, I have a question.
Okay.
In terms of your schooling, your training, what was the most useful thing you gained from your training, and what took a while to settle in from your training, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think in college you learn how to do the work, right? But you don't always, and I think I think you get lessons in etiquette in school, but it's very different when you leave. And I tell my students that you know, this they call it show business, but this is really the business of show. So you need to learn your business. At the end of the day, this is a business and there is a way that it works. You want to remember people, you want to be great to work with, because it's not always your talent that comes down to like getting a job and longevity, right? So I think in school, I learned how to hone my craft. I learned how to do the work. And then after college, when I started working professionally, I learned the etiquette and I learned more of the business. And I wish that when I was in college, there was a course just teaching us how to be on Broadway. Does that make sense? like, I at the end of the day, this is a job, right? And you don't always have to be you're not always going to love your job. And I think in college, I thought, oh, I'm going to always be connected and love all the things that I am doing. I'm going to love every character that I play. And that's just not the case. And that's not part of the etiquette. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. I think there's a lot of times, hey y'all, we all know me, we all know each other here. Like being fresh out of grad school, and then I can feel it daunting sometimes for seniors, because I still remember being a senior in undergrad of like, okay, where do I start? I want to do this. Where do I go? How do I go about it? Am I even ready for this? X, Y, and Z. it seems like all that you're saying is like you really have to trust the process of what's happening in the classroom. And how do you take that process into how do you make your own process out of that and, make it marketable?
Yeah, but also give yourself grace. You want to. I think a lot of. I'm glad that you said marketable because that brings up branding and it brings up like your package. I think you really. I think you really need to do the work of figuring out who you are, because who you are is what's going to get you cast. I call it bringing. I have an episode on my podcast called "Bring Your Isms in the Room." You want to bring all that you are into that audition room, into the rehearsal process, because though you're not necessarily playing yourself when you're on stage, you know what I mean? This is all ethereal, but like even though you're not doing that, what you bring to the table is what's going to get people interested in you. It's going to be your perspective for playing a multitude of characters. The work that you have to do to be a successful actor, a successful musical theater artist, starts with the interpersonal work that you do as a human being, how you show up in the world, how you process things, how you relate to people, how like all of those things are just as important as singing down. Does that make sense?
Yes, sorry. We do have a question.
Okay.
When did you feel ready to audition for an off-Broadway show?
I didn't. I didn't feel ready. And I don't think you ever really feel ready. You can prepare, but you're going to be nervous. I think you just have to figure out how to use those nerves because they're not necessarily bad things. It just reminds you that you're alive. Oh, that was deep. Yeah.
Okay.
Use all of it. I can't stress enough to like use all of that stuff. I feel like we go into audition rooms and like we feel like we need to stand in one place and like not necessarily look at everyone at the table. There are no rules. There are no rules. Just go in there and do the work. Just do it. Don't worry about anybody else. Use all of those nerves and like use that as an impetus to be confident in the decisions that you make, because that's what's gonna get you paid. Period. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Y'all, we have about I'll say 2 more minutes, so I have a minute to like close out and wrap up. Any other questions we want to know?
I also want to thank you guys for following my kind of frantic, fast energy, because 10 minutes is not a lot of time. And I was like, oh no, I have to move on. So I appreciate you guys for your patience.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you working with us. And even though in your opinion, you were saying you were kind of frantic and stuff, it still was really helpful. So
thank you, Clayton. I appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, look, we can all play like Zoom stare for like another 2-3 minutes, but with the stares, but this is all good. Thank you all for participating. Can we do like a round of applause for Dion Reliford Lee for coming through?
Round of applause to you guys. Everyone's so talented and so good. I'm so excited to, work with y'all one day. We're all in the same industry.
Okay.
Come back.
Oh, we'd love to have you over here because you're in New York now, right?
Yeah. I'm up in the Heights.
We'd love to have you come down.
Anytime, I would love to.
Yeah, well, this is great. Thank you, Dion. I hope we all learned something. I hope we've all gained something new from this. If people want to find you, now we have it on like all of the flyers and stuff, but if people want to find you, follow up with you if they have questions or anything like that, where's the best place for them to go?
So I have Instagram. It's called my Instagram handles are Dion's Bohemia. That's also the name of my website. That's DEONS Bohemia.com. At Dion's Bohemia on Instagram, at Dion's Bohemia on Twitter. I'm trying to change it on Clubhouse too, if you guys do that. You can also email me at dion.reliford@gmail.com, or freeblackmillennials@gmail.com. And also tune in to Free Black Millennials wherever you download your podcasts. I would love to, I'm trying to like build a community, and I would love to hear from everyone that is listening. And follow Free Black Millennials on Instagram, literally anywhere. Just plug in my name and whatever comes up, shoot me a message.
Just Google me. We love it.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it. Okay, before we go, biggest last thing, and then we'll close out. Favorite memory from Beautiful, from Carole.
Oh, traveling the country. I was very blessed to spend weeks at a time in really cool places. Also, just the opportunity to be on a bunch of different kinds of stages, and interact with different kinds of audiences in those different locations. And I love it. I don't necessarily, performing isn't necessarily my favorite thing to do. I love the process. And I loved when we would go into cities and have to like work on, figure out how to do our work on these specific stages. Like that's my personal favorite part of was my favorite part of Beautiful.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for joining us. This concludes the Dion Reliford Lee
Oh my goodness.
Theater Workshop with us. You guys make sure to tune in for Kennedy Salters coming in on Friday, and then Deja M. Rice coming in next some date. It's on the flyer. You'll see it. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Thank you guys. You have a great day. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Great job today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.